What's good, homies? What's good? It's your man, Dr. BOA, man. We up in the joint. I think we good on volume and everything, man. Y'all should be able to hear me loud and clear. Y'all should be able to see me loud and clear. I would like to have that mirror over there, man, not shining so brightly, but you know, it is what it is, man. We got to do what we got to do, homies. So let's make sure that we are prepared and ready to roll, man. I think we are. Let's give the people a few minutes to get up in the joint. Let's do that.
So Lit Mobile just sent me this.
Give people a few minutes to get up in the joint, man. That thumbnail is killer, man. That thumbnail is killer, homies. Alright, man. I am who I am. What up, bro? Tori, I see you, man. Ice Cold G, what up, fam? Dunking 248, what's good? What's good? Rasho, what's good, man? AJ, what up, fam? Mammoth Soldier, salute. Sun Low, salute. Dingo Star, peace. Abdullah, salute, bro. G Money, what's up? What's up? M Cheeks, what up, Mo Cheeks? Dom, what up, bro? SJ3, my brother, salute to you. Mr. Ferg, what up, Ferg? Prize, what's happening? Jahia Mark, what up? Devin Miles, what up, fam? Carlos Rosa, what's happening with you? Let's give the people a few more minutes to slide up in the joint, man, while we, you know, chop it up, man, and get ready to rock this thing out, man. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up on your way in, man. Diallo, what up? Homie should slide on up here in a minute, man. We gonna hold it down till the homie slide through, man. Aries Van Mars, salute. We ain't gonna make this one too long, man. We're gonna stand here for a little while, man, and talk about some of these things, man. We're gonna talk about the one question that men should have for a woman. D Flemings, what's good, fam? Good to see you in the joint, man. What's up, fam? June the GOAT, what up, June? All right, man, let's give the people a little more time. Diallo, appreciate the $5 super chat, my brother. Repping from somewhere in Africa. They may, man. They may. I can't hear it. I mean, the thing is, man, with the echo thing, let me see what's happening in here. All right, anybody else hearing the echo? If you're hearing the echo, man, put a 1 in the chat. If you're hearing an echo. Shouldn't be hearing an echo, but if you are hearing an echo, man, let me know if you're hearing an echo. Put a 1 in the chat if you're hearing an echo, man. Yeah, this gonna slide over to Patreon, man. Yeah, you know, nobody else is hearing it. Keontae, man, nobody else is hearing the echo but you, bro. So it's something on your end. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely no one else is saying they're hearing echo, bro. And this is a straight up new setup. Like, I'm quite sure there's no echo on this one, man. I changed all that stuff so it wouldn't be an echo. But I was gonna check anyway, man, just to make sure. Oh, y'all can hear the ceiling fan, man? Damn. Hey, let me turn the ceiling fan off, man. Hold on. Oh, you know what? It's not the ceiling fan, man. It's the fan on the damn whatchamacallit, man. Oh, it's not the ceiling fan, man. It's the fan on the computer, man. My bad. It's the fan on the computer. Y'all just gotta deal with that, man. This boy here got a lot of power, man. The fan gotta run on it. So let's go ahead and do this thing, man. Let's get into it. That's it, man. Let's keep riding, man. Let's give the people a little bit more time to roll up in here, man. We're gonna jump it off with about 100 people. I appreciate my hater, whoever you are. Probably somebody that I blocked with your dislike. I appreciate it. So while we wait for the people to get in, man, let me address something. Let me get my mic straight, man. Now let me tell y'all something, man. If you're gonna diss somebody, you gotta do it the right way. If you're gonna diss me, call my name, say things about me, at least respect me enough to put my whole channel in the title. Not just Dr. BOA, not BOA, put Book of Alpha Running Me / Dr. BOA in your title. That way, the people can come see who you're talking about and come over here and realize how real I am and just subscribe. That's what people do. Anytime somebody has ever put my name in their title, I got oodles of people. Right now, my female subscriber and viewership has jumped because of someone putting my name in there. So please, keep putting my name in your titles. If you're gonna diss me or say anything about me, respect my grind enough to put my name in the title so people can come see who you're talking about and realize that I'm just super real. That's everybody. That's males and females. If you're gonna say anything about me, who you don't know, by the way, put my name in the title. Please put my name in the title, man. Do that. So, let's get back into this, man. Nah, this fan broke, man. This fan on this computer, you just gonna hear it regardless. This fan is loud, bro. It's hella loud. You can hear it running from in the other room. It's just a loud fan, man. There's a bunch going on in this system, bro. Bunch going on. GTX 1650. Whole bunch of RAM, man. It's a bunch of things going on, man. So let's get into this, man. What's the #1 question that you should have about a woman when you're dealing with her? What's the #1 question? Is she an asset or a liability? Is she an asset or a liability? That's what you have to ask yourself, man. Is she an asset or a liability? And we'll talk about that, man, as soon as we get about 10 more people up in here, man. You know, the thing is, it's not edited, man. It's live. When I do a video that I upload, it's edited. You know, I get to put noise reduction on it. I get to make it sound like a production. This is just live. This is how it would sound if you were sitting in this room talking to me. So, you know, it's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're listening to it live, this is what live is supposed to sound like, man. So, you know, this is what we're gonna work with from now on, man. I may mess around with it this weekend, man, and try to do some things with the mic, but for real, nah, it's just gonna sound a whole lot different than if I did an uploaded video. Because if y'all knew the amount of editing I do on an uploaded video, man, that's where the work comes in at, man. I can cut my camera on. The cameras I have, I can cut them on and record anywhere. Autofocus gonna be on. I can literally cut them on. I can sit them down, cut them on, and record. I don't have to worry about nothing else. The issue comes when you get to editing, man. Making sure the colors are popping, man, or there's a bunch goes into it, man. So, and I still don't record on this. Like, I got this set up strictly to do live streams. And I'm still working on it, man, still pulling it together. Like yesterday was my first time using the mic. I didn't even test it. I just set it up and turned it on. And last night I did the show with this mic. All right, let's get into it, man. Is she an asset or a liability? Men have many questions. You know what I'm saying? Can she cook? Can she, is she good in bed? Is she, is she educated? Is she what? None of those things matter. The only thing that matters is she a liability or an asset? All those questions you have, any characteristics she brings to the table, anything she does or anything she will do or might do or can do or will be able to do in the future is based on whether she is a liability or an asset, and if that particular thing is a liability or an asset. Yeah, Lax, same one, man, the Predator 300. So, you got to keep in mind, man, that whatever we're talking about, it only matters if it's an asset or liability. Now, some things that she has are an asset or liability depending on who you are. Depending on whether you're alpha, beta, depending on whether you're broke or paid, depending on what the situation is in your life, depending on what you need, depending on what values you have, depending on what you don't have or what you do have, what you do need, what you don't need, what you do hold importance to over, what you don't hold importance on. Those are the things that matter. But we're going to talk about it today, man. Devil's Reject, Alec Jackson, man. I see you, Devin. I see you. Now, does she perpetuate the energy you use to stay motivated, to strive to build a life of your dreams? Now, am I saying you need a woman's motivation? No. But I'm saying if a woman going to be in your life, she got to bring some positive energy. See, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Let's say you got a woman who's a 5. What can a woman that's a 5 do to perpetuate the energy you use to stay motivated, to strive to build a life of your dreams? What can she do? Well, let's say you got a woman who's a 9.6. You got a woman who's a 9.6. Sometimes you look at her and you just want to see what her body looks like in a bikini in the sand in Dubai. Sometimes you just want to see what she looked like sitting in front of the fireplace in a log cabin at the in the biggest log cabin on the top of the highest mountain. Sometimes you just want to see these things. Those things are minimal forms of motivation. When you surround yourself in your life with quality things, you want more quality things. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you living in a fly crib, then maybe you want to fly whip. So when you pull up to a fly crib, you want to fly whip. Maybe when you got a fly crib and a fly whip, you're like, man, I got to make sure my bank account stay fat. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that my lifestyle is only a portion of what I'm spending. That the expense of my lifestyle is only a small portion of what I need. See, you have to understand this, man. It doesn't matter how a woman brings positive energy to your life, but you have to make sure she brings positive energy. And positive energy is different for all of us. Let's say she's a church girl. Let's say she's highly religious. To some men actually think a woman who's highly religious and goes to church all the time and speaks in tongues and be flipping around the church doing cartwheels and falling out with her legs in the air. See, they believe that woman is a good woman. Now, granted, that woman is probably a better woman than a scallywag, than a straight up alley out in public acting a damn fool scallywag. She's probably higher quality than that woman when it comes to that aspect of womanhood, when it comes to that aspect of femininity. She's not going to go out there and make a plumb fool of herself by acting crazy and wild. But how does that benefit you? I'm talking about you as a man. How is that an asset to you that she won't go out there and make a fool of herself? Are you telling me that as a man, it makes a difference to you that your woman won't go out there and make a fool of herself? How do you even tie yourself into that? How do you even tie yourself into the value of a woman not going out making a fool of herself? You can't be so entrenched in what a woman does and how a woman looks and when she does certain things and her reputation and all of that, that her reputation affects you. It shouldn't, because what she does out there or what she's done, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is, can a woman benefit you? That's the only thing that matters. Is she an asset to you? She may have been a liability to the last guy. Who cares? Is she an asset to you? See, this is an individual endeavor. These are the things that you have to think about as a man, as an individual. None of us can say, hey, stay away from that type of woman. What if that type of woman benefits you? What if that type of woman benefits me? See, a woman who's a thought doesn't benefit you if you want a wife, but if you're a pimp, she benefits you. See what I'm saying? This is an individual thing. You as a man have to look at your life and what that woman contributes to your life and ask yourself, is it an asset or a liability? Because it doesn't matter what I say about a woman. She could be the worst, absolute worst woman in the world to me, or the absolute best woman in the world to me, and you may think the total opposite. Why? Because it's an individual endeavor. Life is an individual endeavor. The benefits of life are an individual endeavor. There are men who need $10 million in order to be the more alpha version of themselves. There are men who could be that with $100,000. You see what I'm saying? It's all about what you need as an individual man. Now, another thing you have to, and then think about if she's highly religious, extremely religious, then you have to ask yourself, does that make her a good girl? See, my woman has to follow me spiritually. She has to follow my lead spiritually. So with me, it's not about her being on a diet or anything. It's about her knowing that those things we won't eat. I don't eat those things. You won't eat those things. Period. Whether you're around me or whether you're not, you won't eat those things. I just saw a chick not long ago, man, probably last week, man. And when she was on the team, man, she wasn't eating nothing. She was eating clean, body got right. Man, I saw her, man, it probably been about 4 years. Man, I saw her, man, that girl done gained about 75 pounds, man. That girl face ain't even got no shape no more. And I was like, man, you see what I'm saying? Women have to be taught to do things and they have to be forced to do things. I'm okay with that. You got men out here saying, I don't want to force no woman to do nothing. And blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, I ain't got no problem with forcing a woman to do something because, you have to give a woman consequences and repercussions for, for her behavior. And many men aren't willing to do that. Many men aren't willing to step up and say, okay, shawty, if you do this right here, I'm going to drop you. If you do this right here, I'm going to cut you loose. If you do that right there, I'm done. There ain't going to be no talking about it. These things right here, if you cross these lines, just keep on walking, it's over. You see what I'm saying? You got to keep in mind, man, that, let's say if a woman, let's say she concocts positive and useful ideas to benefit your process. That's an asset. That is the one asset that all men should expect from a woman. If a woman is in your life, she needs to be able to create some positive ideas and some useful ideas to benefit your process. The only thing that matters in your life is your process. The only thing that should matter in her life is your process. In my life, the only thing that should matter to a woman is my process. I don't care what she got going on. That's why I don't jump through hoops for a woman who got an education unless it's an education in the field that benefits me. I'm not jumping through no hoops for that because I could care less if she's educated or not. If a woman has an education in zoology, I don't give a damn about that. I don't own a zoo. I don't even like the zoo. I don't even support zoos. I don't think those animals should be captive. Those animals were born to be in the wild. Yeah, you may breed them, but the first ones you caught them out the wild and bred them, man. I don't support zoos, so if she's a zoology major, I have nothing. Me and her don't have anything to talk about. She can't benefit me. And that's how men have to understand. You have to understand that if a woman does not benefit you, you are wasting your time dealing with that woman. Why would you deal with the woman who doesn't benefit you in the first place? The question of what you bring to the table should never even come up. It shouldn't even come up. Because you're about your business, right? You taking care of your business. You on your grind. So what you bring to the table, man, I wish a woman would ask me what I bring to the table. I wish she would ask me what I bring to the table. That lets me know that she's not smart. What the hell you mean what I bring to the table? I don't bring nothing to the table, Charlotte. I'm the table. I don't bring the table. I am the table. Why would the table bring something to the table? I'm the table. Without me, there is nothing to put anywhere. I am the table. So I don't have these, well, what do you bring to the table? Man, I wish I would even. Man, boy, a woman ask me that, man, I'm going to get up and walk away, bro. Because I don't have time to tell a woman what she should and shouldn't be asking. That's why I told y'all, man, now I'm to the point now, man, I'm not changing no woman. If a woman eat pork and all that foolishness, man, she's going to keep on eating it, bro. I am not going to change a woman. I am not in the business of changing a woman and making her be something she's not. I'm not going to do it, man. I don't have time. If you're a grown woman, man, and you eating out foul, man, fine. Keep eating foul. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? If you're grown, and that's why That's why I'm apt to deal with vegan chicks. At least vegan chicks don't eat swine, don't eat seafood, don't eat all those abominable meats. Now most of them still don't know what the hell they're doing as far as dieting. They still, to be vegan, they still aren't in the shape they claim they should be in because they don't know anything about macros, they don't know anything about dieting, they don't know anything about working out. Most of them don't. But the ones who do, hey man, that's one obstacle that I don't have to deal with. I don't care how beautiful a woman is, because lips that touch swine will never touch mine. I don't care how bad she is, man. If she got a belly full of pork, belly full of shrimp, belly full of catfish, that woman is not finna get nowhere near me, bro. I'm not finna touch her body. I don't want no parts of her. And I don't force women to do it. I just cut them off. If I meet a woman, man, and she does that, man, we have nothing to talk about. Because it's going to take her 6 months, man, to detox her body from eating all that foolishness, man. What I'm going to do with her 6 months? Nothing. I'm going to let her go detox, then she can call me after that. We'll talk after that, but I'm not finna drag along and, keep interacting with her and try to, let her know, okay, well, I'm going to hold on for you. I am never holding on for no woman in no kind of way, bro. I wish I would hold on for her. I'm going to hold on for a woman. I'm going to sit around and just wait for her to get her stuff together. Come on, bro. Who does that? Not alphas. So let's say a woman gives you sex whenever you want it. Is that an asset or a liability? Well, it could be both depending on who you are. If a woman gives you sex whenever you want it, that means that you don't have to go without sex where you're out there traipsing around, man. You may be out there tricking off. If a woman gives you sex whenever you want it, then you don't have any excuse to be out there traipsing around, chasing all these chicks and doing all that crazy stuff. You understand? Now, you may want some variety, but the bottom line is, if you have one woman who will give you sex whenever you want it, then that eliminates your need to be desperate. You shouldn't be desperate if you got at least one woman who will give you sex whenever you want it. That's the positive. That's the asset. Now, what's the liability? The liability is that woman to give you sex even when you don't need it. Now, of course, as a man, I know it's your responsibility to do that and to know when you don't need to have sex. Let's say when you focused on something. Let's say you're a professional boxer and you focused on a fight. Okay, you know you don't need sex, but we're men. We're men. Sometimes our libido takes over. No matter how strong you are, sometimes your libido takes over unless your libido is low. At that point, a woman should be tuned in enough to what you're doing where she knows, okay, you're getting ready for this fight. Now, she should fight you off. She's like, no, you gotta wait. You got this fight coming up. You should be able to trust your woman to be able to do the things that she knows you're doing because she's just on key with what you're doing like that. If a woman isn't perfectly tuned in with what I'm doing, bro, she don't serve no purpose in my life. And everybody don't have to be like this, but this is the way I am. If a woman is not totally keyed into what I'm doing, man, on board with what I'm doing, man, signed up for the program, man, and ready to roll with it, then she don't have no benefit to me, bro. I can't do that with her. I really can't. King of all kings, appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Bro say preach 100. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate it. And then, and sometimes, man, when it comes down to it, do you really want a woman who gives you sex absolutely whenever you want it? Whenever, however you want it? That woman right there should just be for sex. That's why men need multiple women. You don't need multiple women for sex. You need multiple women for all of the things that you get from a woman. The woman who gives you sex whenever you want it all the time, it's hard to view her in any other way except as something sexual. The freakiest woman you got, man, she freaky, she ready to get it in whenever you ready to get it in, man, and she don't have no boundaries. That woman is just for sex. She's just for sex. She's not equipped to do the other things. You know what I'm saying? The most educated woman on your team, man, she got 3 degrees, man, she's out there, man, she about her business. That woman is meant for business. She's not meant for sex. Bro, I swore this a long time ago. Whenever I meet a woman, man, that's got a whole lot of education, I'm never having sex with a woman with a whole lot of education. It sucks. You're never going to get good quality sex from a woman who has a whole lot of education because she's focused on pleasing herself as opposed to pleasing a man. A woman who gives you amazing sex has always been focused on pleasing a man. She knows how to please a man. She derives pleasure from pleasing a man. The type of woman who gets off from giving you brain, that type of woman derives pleasure from pleasing you. That's the type of woman that I'm going to have for sex. I'm not going to have an educated woman who's been focusing on her education, her career, her whole life. I'm not going to reward her with sex from me because sex from me is going to be amazing to her and sex from her is going to be baggage to me. I'm not going that route, man. I mean, man, they probably all are having sex with other men. That's not even something that a man should be worried about. Like if you worry about a woman being with another man, bro, you worried about things that you can't control in this life. All women deal with other men in some capacity, and that capacity could always turn to sex. And then another thing you got to understand is this. Women who are that horny don't get that horny for everybody. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying the woman has been with 1,000 dudes. I'm saying that she was raised and built to be a pleaser. There are some women who were built to be a pleaser. But that same woman who would drop it all and do anything for me, she'll meet you and it make you wait 6 months for sex. So it just depends on who the woman is. And more than anything, it depends on who the man is. Because the bottom line is, the effect that I have on a woman who chooses on me, you're not going to have that same effect if you cold approach her. If you just go approach her. See, my thing about this whole approaching thing is that women just aren't significant enough to waste that much time on. They're just not significant enough to waste that much time unless you're a man who just focused on nothing but sex. And my thing is this right here, man. When I look at the things that have value in my life, I've created so much value in my life with the things that I have in my life that I just don't have time. I'm not eliminating any of those things to go pursue a whole bunch of sex, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, alphas are not going to take those odds. Alphas aren't going to take those odds. If the odds say you got to cold approach 100 women to get 2. Man, I'm not doing anything with those odds. I'm not doing 100 of anything to get 2. Nothing. Just imagine if you made 100 investments and only 2 of them panned out. Man, you'll be broke. Imagine if you need to lose 100 pounds, but you only did what necessary to lose 2. Imagine if you needed to work 100 hours to make the money to pay your bills, but you only had 2 hours. Imagine if 100 cats was outside, man, ready to go to war with you, and you only had 2 bullets. Imagine if you had the opportunity to live 100 years, but you could only live 2. Imagine if I said we're gonna start at 100 views, at 100 people in the stream, but we only had 2 people. Like, men would not take those odds in any other arena. So when men tell you to take those odds when it come to women, man, that's sucker talk. That's beta male talk. Oh, women are so important that you should pursue 100 to get 2. Man, that's beta male talk. 100% beta male talk. Only a beta male would think that that's logical. Only a beta male will put that type of importance on women. And they're not even putting that type of importance on women. They're putting that type of importance on sex. I respect a man more, a man who go trick off on a woman than a man who go pursue 100 women to get 2. Because the man who goes trick off, he spend money. You can get plenty of money. The man who go pursue 100 women, that boy tricking off his time. Any man who tricks off his time for women is a beta male. I don't care what nobody say. If you trick off your time for women, you're a beta male. If you trick off your money with women, you're just a trick. There's a difference. You beta as hell if you take your time, you value the time, the most valuable commodity you have, and you're going to go waste it pursuing 100 women. You know how long it takes to pursue 100 women? You know how long it takes to be everywhere that women are pursuing as many women as you can every day? You're a fool. That's fool's gold, bruh. That's fool's gold, man. Like, those odds are terrible. What kind of man takes those odds? You have a 2% chance of success if you got to approach 100 women to get 2. And then they'll flip it around and tell you, you got to be willing to accept rejection. You got to be willing to accept rejection. It's not about accepting rejection. It's about accepting failure. That's not rejection, fool. That's failure. What kind of nigga tell you to accept failure and reward yourself for accepting failure by accepting 2 successes out of 100 tries? That's stupid. It's dumb, it's weak, it's lame, and it's beta. 100% beta. I don't even understand the logic in that, man. See, Boogie Production, what's good, bro? Appreciate the $5 super chat, man. Bugs at 100. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. I know y'all subscribe to Bugs already, man. If you ain't, man, go jump on that brother channel, man. So, it's crazy out here, man. Just when you think about the numbers and the fact that men say this with a smile. They say, hey, man, so what if you got to approach 100 women to get 2? You just got to be willing to accept rejection. They call it rejection because rejection is easier to accept than failure. No man wants to fail. But 2 out of 100, hell, 10 out of 100. My brother, 20 out of 100 is failure. There ain't no school you can go to and get 20 out of 100 right and get a passing grade. These boys around here accepting failure and perpetuating that men should accept failure. There is absolutely nothing alpha, and Sister Brother Boog's in here, there is absolutely nothing dumb, there is absolutely nothing select about those odds. A man is a fool to perpetuate the idea that those odds represent success. So what should men do? Should men not pursue women? Hell no, you shouldn't pursue them if those are the odds. Why would you waste your time on that? You know what? You know how many other things you could be doing to guarantee you a better level of success than that, man? I don't want a 20% success rate because there is no 20% success rate. There's a 20% failure rate. If your success rate is 20%, your failure rate is 80%. Let's not focus on the 20% success rate. Let's focus on the 80% failure rate. Man, I'm not finna do that, man, where I got an 80% chance of failing. Bro, even if you get 30 out of 100 women, which is rare, you still got a 70% failure rate. I'm not playing that game because you know what? You may approach 100 women. So what's the purpose in approaching 100 women if you only get 10? You bragging because you approached 100 women and you only get 10? Man, you crazy. You're crazy. I approached 10 women and got all 10. Now, who's got better odds? If I approach 10 women because they showed me attraction confirmation, and you approach 100 women and you only get the same 10 I got, and I didn't have to waste no time because these women already let me know they were attracted to me in some way, even if it was a subtle way, it was enough to let me know they were attracted. Why would I listen to you? Why would I look at you and say, okay, well, you're more successful because you approached 100 women? That's like going on 100 job interviews. What man says, I went on 100 job interviews, so I'm better than you because I went on 100 job interviews. I only got 2 callbacks. You went on 10 job interviews and got 10 callbacks. But ha ha ha, at least I went to 100 job interviews. Fool, you wasted a week of time going on 100 job interviews. I went on 10 in 2 days, man, got 10 callbacks. Now, while you still wait going on another 100 job interviews next week, I got 10 options to choose from. See, this is a numbers game. Never let any man tell you to avoid the numbers. Never let any man tell you to avoid the numbers, man. Numbers don't lie, bro. Numbers don't lie. Numbers do not lie. King of all kings, appreciate $10 super chat, bro. Brush your appreciate the motivation champ. Had to get rid of my beta male friends. Chimpanzees stay losing and never get choose. That's real, man. You know, the bottom line is this. Just because the game has changed and women control the dating game, don't mean men have to keep playing it. See, my thing is this. Just like I tell you, if your woman has gained control of your relationship, you got to leave it. That's the same thing with anything. Anything that women control, I don't want no parts of it. I'm not playing a game that women control because women don't play fair. When they're in control, they don't play fair. Women play fair by force, not by choice. They do not play fair. That's why a woman will leave you, man. You don't even know she leaving. You come home, she gone. With everything she brought and the children, they gone. You don't even know where they at. You calling around to her family, all of them to change their number. They got you blocked already. She's planning to leave already and didn't tell you nothing. Women don't play fair when they're in control, brothers. They don't. They never will. They never have. Women are cutthroat. Women are cutthroat when they're in control. Listen, and this is what you have to understand. They'll play the role when you're in control. You'll think you got you a woman that's down for the cause. She down for whatever, but she knows how to play the role when you're in control until you start relaxing. Giving her some of the control. Giving her a little bit more control. Once she gets to control, boy, let me tell you, it's over. So, another thing is this, man. You have to ask yourself this. If a woman always has an opposing opinion that makes you hesitate and view things from a different perspective, is that a liability or an asset? Is that a liability or an asset? When she always has an opposing opinion, always gets you to view things from a different perspective. Is that positive or negative? Is that a liability or an asset? I'll tell you. For the beta male simp mangina, it's an asset. Well, my woman always got her input. You know, she always offer an opinion, man. Maybe look at things a different way. Basically, the only thing she can offer you is a female opinion. She can only offer you a feminine opinion, a woman's outlook. Now, there are situations where that's beneficial, but the reason I say it's only beneficial to a beta male simp mangina because that only benefits you when you're in an emotional state. Like when you're about to do something out of anger, you should listen to your woman. She's a master of emotion. She's telling you something that you shouldn't do. When you're about to do something out of sadness, you should listen to your woman. She's going to give you a different perspective on emotion. When you're acting out of emotion, your woman can give you a valuable outlook on it because she's the master of emotion. When you're acting out of logic, you don't need her emotional input to make you start viewing things from an emotional perspective. It's kind of like this. If you're in a race, you're at the Olympics. They say, on your mark. They got the gun up. Right before they shoot the gun, your bro come tell you, you know, I think you should put on your other shoes. I think you got a better chance of winning the race. Pow! They shoot the gun. You sit here talking to their bro about changing shoes. Your ass lost the race. See what I'm saying? You cannot afford to be a man who's making major decisions in his life. And before you make them, you go consult with a woman. No man should consult with his woman before he makes a major decision in his life that could affect his livelihood, that could affect his ability to provide long-term wealth and health for his family. No man should consult his woman. Now, in this society, they tell you that your woman is smart enough that you should consult her. Man, let me tell you something. If she's a contributing factor, I'm talking about she brings something of value to the equation that help you build this thing, you should listen to her. I'm not talking about something you told her to do. Like if you sending her on errands, if you assign her things to do, she's just a worker. Workers don't get no input. But if she comes with her own energy, her own ideas, her own boss intellect, her own boss input, yes, she knows about that particular aspect of the business. So yes, when you're making a move for the business as a whole, you should listen to her because that's her area of expertise. But if all she's done is things you've told her to do, errands things you've taught her, man, you don't consult your woman when you're about to make no decision, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. It depends, man. If she's giving you sex when you want it, but is at a detrimental time for you to get sex, when you want your woman to say, baby, you got to remember that you don't need this. This is going to make you lose this fight. You know, if you're a professional boxer, you about to get ready to knock Floyd out. You sitting there, man, and you're like, damn, girl, you looking good as shit. You know what I'm saying? You've been training, man. Your testosterone level is high because you've been training. You've been getting lean. You've been getting ripped. You work that body fat off. You sitting there, man, and you trying to get it, man. She like, baby, I can't do this. I cannot. She lock herself in the other room, man, because she like, I ain't gonna let you do this because you lose this fight. You gonna blame me. I can't contribute to you losing this fight. You still want her to give it to you? What I am saying is, in certain situations, and there may be limited situations, but that's when it's bad. You want a woman who has the wherewithal to know how to benefit you in another way that's more important than sex. Now, under normal circumstances, yeah, a woman should give it to you whenever you want it. There should never be a no. But in those extenuating circumstances, you want a woman who has the wherewithal to be able to say, I know I'm supposed to do this to you. I know it's my job to serve you, but it's my job to not hurt you as well. Her primary thing is not to be a liability to you. And if giving you something that is her responsibility to give you can be a liability to you, you want a woman who's dedicated to being an asset. That's the bottom line. Your woman should be dedicated to being an asset to your life. 100% asset. I'll give you a perfect example. The homie Chris Jones, when he's cutting, when he's dieting, his woman don't be dieting with him. She'll never be cutting with him when he cutting. You know, she may play around with, she may do her own thing, but she'll never be dieting with him. But you know what she does? She makes sure he got all his meals. So while she bringing that crap in the house, he ain't got no excuse to even think about it because all his meals are prepared. When he's hungry, he's got food to eat because she makes sure that he's got his food that he needs to cut with. So that in itself, yes, she can be like, well, now you can go ahead and eat some of this right here. I'm bringing all this and now. Go ahead and get you a little bit. No, she makes sure that he's got his stuff that he needs. She's dedicated to doing whatever she has to do to not be a liability. If you don't have a woman who's dedicated to not being a liability in your life, man, she sucks. And you suck for keeping her. You know what I'm saying? She sucks and you suck for keeping her. That's what we have to understand as men. It's your job as a man to do the things necessary, man, to build the life that you want to live. And it's your job as a man also to make sure that the people around you are dedicated to doing that, are dedicating their energy to doing what you're dedicating your energy to doing. Everyone around you should be in a position of servitude, serving your process, your cause, your hopes, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. And anybody who's not is a liability. So I ask you, is your woman an asset or is your woman a liability? This is the question that you must ask yourself. You must understand this. You must understand this. You know what you need in your life. You know what benefits your life. It ain't hard to know if a woman is benefiting your life. It's simple. If you don't know if a woman is a benefit or a detriment to your life, if she's a liability or asset, you need to regroup and restructure your life because you don't have any type of structure in your life. You don't have a direction. You don't have any goals. You don't have any plans to achieve those goals. If you have goals and you have plans to achieve those goals on paper, then you know if a woman is a detriment or asset to you, a liability or asset, a detriment or benefit. You know this. Because you know what you need and you know what you don't need. You know the things that are beneficial to your process. You know the things that are detrimental to your process. Unless you don't have a process. If you don't have a process, I don't know what to tell you, man. And this is the thing, man. Listen. When I say a cold approach, I'm talking about if you alpha. An alpha male don't cold approach. If you want to date women, if you're into dating, you got a cold approach. If you want to play the dating game, you have to cold approach. I never preach dating. It irks me when somebody called me a dating coach. I almost blocked the dude the other day, man. Dude called me a dating coach. Said, man, you one of the best dating coaches. I almost blocked him. Just on the strength of calling me a dating coach. As many times as I say I don't date. I'm not a proponent of dating. I'm not a proponent of being in the dating game. The dating game is not a place for an alpha male. You can't maintain your alphaness in the dating game. You know what I'm saying? You have to do things that aren't alpha. No matter how strong you get in the dating game, you still have to do things that aren't alpha. At least one thing you have to do that isn't alpha. And I pride myself in not doing those things. I don't want to do anything that's not alpha, especially for the benefit of getting some sex from a woman, of possibly getting some sex from a woman. So when we talk about, hey man, dating coaches do their thing. I'm not a dating coach. I mean, I don't really care what dating coaches do. That's their thing. That's their lane over there. I'm not a dating coach. At all. I'm not any type of dating coach. If you want to call me anything when it comes to women, I'm more of a relationship coach. Now somebody can tell you how to get the woman, but nobody can tell you what to do with the woman when you get her. How to get the best out of the woman. Okay, once you get the sex and you realize you really like the woman and she has some benefits that she contribute to your life, how do you get those benefits? When you created a situation that's just based on sex. You pursued her all of this time for sex. Now what do you do when you get the woman? How do you master the woman? How do you dominate the woman? How do you move the woman into a submissive mind state? How do you do those things? That's where I come in. That's where the alpha energy comes in. So when I say about cold approaching, I'm talking about if you alpha. If you're alpha male, you ain't finna cold approach no woman. And if you cold approach women, fine. Just don't try to profess to be alpha. That's all I'm saying. And that's the thing, SJ. I don't understand how a man can't get a woman. Like, how can you not get a woman? I mean, if you fat and out of shape and broke and all that, yeah, I can understand why you can't get a woman. But if you got everything together, man, if you focus on becoming the most alpha version of yourself, women come to you. If you focus on becoming the most alpha version of yourself, women come to you. Women let you know they like what they see. Women become pick-me's for the alpha, man. When you become the most alpha, that's just the way it goes. Because most men aren't becoming the most alpha version of themselves. They're becoming the most feminine version of themselves. They're becoming the version of themselves that women want to marry. They're becoming the version of themselves that women like to be around. Women like to hang out with. Man, women don't like to hang out with me. Listen, that's why women take me in short spells. A woman don't want me in long spells because it's hectic being around me. It's an everyday job. It's an all-day job. You got to be working all day. You got to work to be on your best behavior. You got to work to be in a position of servitude. You got to work to be in a position of submission, because you know, they know, if you get out of that position, I'm leaving. And if you're in my crib, you leaving. I don't want a woman around me if she's not in a position of servitude. I'm simply not going to do it. I don't want it. That I don't want a woman around me if she's not in a position of servitude and submission. I don't care what anything else she brings to the table is worthless to me. She needs to be in that position of servitude and submission. And the modern women can't do that long term. And I'm cool, because I don't really want a woman around me long term every day, all day anyway. So, you know, I'm not saying all modern women. It's rare. It's rare. But the only way to even get that out of a woman, you got to put the pressure on her to be there. You got to not accept anything less. You got to not accept anything. And another thing, you got to be in a position to pay the cost to be the boss. That's why I tell men, if you're not up on your finances, you can never be alpha. You can never be alpha if you're not up on your finances. It's not even about the amount of money. It's about the amount of money you make versus the amount of money it costs for you to live your lifestyle. If you make $100,000 a year and it only costs you $25 to live your lifestyle, guess what? You setting the 5 racks to the good. I'm talking about bring home now. You setting the 5 racks to the good. That's baller status. You know how many people aren't setting the 5 racks to the good after every year? In 10 years, bro, you $750,000 to the good in a decade. How many men do you know that can say that? Then in a decade, they're going to be able to live a fly lifestyle and still have $750,000 left over to do what they want to do, to invest if they want to build a business if they want to. And I'm going to talk about something on Patreon, man, about the key to becoming wealthy. Because the key to becoming wealthy it's related to investing, but it's not necessarily about investing the way people talk about it. We'll talk about that, man. That's something that game is so cold, man, I'm not even gonna put it on YouTube, man. Jim Rat Dunn, appreciate the $5 super chat. Bro said, what's up, fellas? My B-Day was yesterday. My lady gave me a blank check, told me fill it out, and this brother is to blame. Hey, bro, that's game. That's boss. That's boss. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. I'm gonna read that again. What's up, fella? My B-Day was yesterday. My lady gave me a blank check and told me to fill it out. How alpha is that? How alpha is that? How alpha is that? We're just gonna think about that for a minute. There you go. Now, so when a woman always has an opposing opinion that makes you hesitate to view things her perspective, that's not a positive thing. It's an asset for you if you beta. And you always in your emotion. Yeah, listen to your woman first before you go to prison. Listen to your woman first before you go out there and get killed because you responded in anger. Listen to your woman tell you to stay at home before you go over there and cut that broad that she had you set up to get robbed. Listen to your woman if you're in your feminine state. Now, is it an asset or a liability for a woman to have her own goals and ambitions instead of being tied up in whatever you have going on? Is that an asset or liability? If a woman has her own thing, I'm talking about Neil. She's got her own thing. That's why I love her. What is it? Is Miss Independent an asset or liability? Is she, amen, is she an asset or liability? INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means, man? Is she an asset or liability? You see, to the beta male, she's an asset. He likes to go brag about a woman who's doing her own thing. Even though her doing her own thing is just that, her own thing. He likes to brag about her doing her own thing. She's doing her own thing. She's doing her own thing. Hey man, I got a good girl, man. She got a great degree, man. She got a good job. I was just doing a consultation with a cat a couple of days ago. And he was talking about how this chick, man, she got these degrees, man. She's doing her own thing, man. Man, this brother owns his I'm telling you, listen, their brother is getting to the money. I'm talking about millionaire stats. Get to the money. And he's sitting talking about, man, how this chick got a degree and a good job. And how that, man, he started out by saying, man, she a good girl, man. You know, she got a couple degrees, man. You know, she got a good job, man. I'm like, man, so how does that benefit you? Well, man, you know it. Well, you know, bro, it don't benefit me. I said, why are you bragging about it then? Why are you bragging about something that a woman has that don't benefit you? Bragging about a woman is based on how she benefits you. What positive energy she brings to your life. And if a woman got her own thing, man, let me tell you something, bro, and I guarantee you this, a woman who got her own thing ain't gonna never focus on yours. Because secretly, a woman who got her own thing is competing with you financially. Especially if you get more money than her, her goal is to catch up with you on money. She becomes a competitor, a silent competitor. She becomes a silent competitor. She ain't gonna say I'm competing with you, but she becomes a silent competitor. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is this, man. And I say this, bro. If you view that as her having her own thing, bro, then she's dead weight. She's a woman who's around you and you paying for things to take care of her, and she's doing her own thing every day. Because if you get money, getting money, you paying all the bills at your crib. Like if you really get into the money, you paying all the bills at your crib. That's just what you do. And that's not because you so hell-bent on taking care of a woman. It's because whoever pays the cost to be the boss is the boss. You know what I'm saying? You see a woman in my crib with me, bro, I'm paying all the bills. That's just what I'm doing. I'm paying all the bills. That's my thing. That's what I'm doing. That's all on me. You know what I'm saying? You can trick off if you want. That's on me, baby. I ain't gonna do it, bro. I am not tricking off. I'm gonna sit down, man. I'm gonna take care of my domain. If a woman comes into my domain, it's still my domain. I don't want her to pay for nothing. That's why a woman who got a great career don't benefit me, because I don't want her money. I want her time. I want her energy. I want her to invest in things that she values. Women don't value money. A woman to go trick off her whole check shopping. A woman to go blast up her credit card to the limit shopping. Buying things that cost $10 to make and she'll go spend $800 on it. That's what women do. Women blast off on money. They don't care. A woman to spend money getting her hair done and it don't even need to be done. Just cause she finna go somewhere. Her hair can still look fresh. A woman can get her hair done on Saturday and she'll have a very important meeting on Tuesday. She'll go get her hair done again on Tuesday, man, before she got this meeting. Or she got a meeting on Wednesday, she'll go get her hair done on Tuesday. She'll pay extra to get her stylist to come in on Monday when the shop is closed because she got a meeting Tuesday. Like, women are frivolous when it comes to money. That's why they always chase more and more and more and more and more money. They chase more and more and more money, and all they do is pile up more and more and more debt. So a woman who get into the money, she don't benefit me. Man, listen, bro, a woman will trick off on a man in a minute. A woman will give you plenty of money. A woman literally give you money. I got a woman right now, man, trying to invest in Alpha Music, man. She want a piece of the Alpha Music pie. I wouldn't dare let a woman invest no money into Alpha Music. Why in the hell you think it's called Alpha Music? Why would I do that? Why would I do that to have some woman saying, you know, Alpha Music jumped off, I was a primary investor in Alpha Music? No, not this one right here. Well, now what you can do is make all these calls for me. I got 500 people need to be called. Make these calls for me by Thursday. That's what you can do. You gotta make a woman invest her time, effort, and energy. Those are the things she values. Time, effort, and energy. Now, she don't value your time, but she values hers. Those are the things you have to make a woman be invested in things that she cares about. And then she'll be a humble investor. That's why a woman will stay with a man who abuses her in a relationship. Why? Because she put so much time in. She's put so much energy in. She's put so much effort in. A woman ain't gonna stay in a bad situation because she put money in it. Because women understand, one thing women understand about money, now they're frivolous with it, they don't use it wisely, but the one thing they understand about money is I can spend this money because I can make some more. Men are the ones who don't understand that. I gotta hold on to this money. Oh man, what if I'm gonna be broke? You ain't gonna be broke if you know how to make money. If you know how to make money, you'll never be broke. Women understand that. They just don't know what the hell to spend money on. Another thing is this, man. What about a woman who's highly formally educated? She got 15 degrees in 15 things. What about that woman? She's got these degrees, man. Is that an asset or a liability? Is it an asset or a liability? To the alpha, it's a liability. Why is it a liability? Because 9 times out of 10, her degree can't benefit you. Now, it is an asset. If her degree is in marketing, if she has a degree in online marketing strategies or whatever type of marketing, man, social media marketing, if she has a degree in something that can benefit your process, and that can benefit anybody's process. With everything being social media centered now, man, if you got a woman, man, who is fly with social media marketing, man, with online marketing, man, you're good. She can benefit anybody's process, mine, yours, and anybody else you know. But 9 times out of 10, you're not meeting that woman who has a degree in that. You're meeting a woman who's a nurse. You're meeting a woman who's a dental hygienist. You're meeting a woman who's a psychologist. That woman can't benefit you unless you're broke and you need her money. If you look at any woman from a financial perspective, the money she makes, you need to get out your paper because your money ain't right. Your money is not right. And that's just real, man. Your money ain't right, bro. So her education is worthless. A woman with an education, man, is really a woman that I don't want around me. Because her capacity to learn has been destroyed. Because throughout that, this is the thing about a woman who has a master's degree or a PhD. Her whole learning experience for the rest of her life is built on learning more and more and more about that field, about her clients, about their behaviors, about the cures, about the medicines, about what the system in whatever state she's in, how those laws are changing, how those regulations are changing. That woman's brain is awash. She can never learn anything you teach her. Her capacity to learn is halfway burnt out, and the rest of it will be burnt out on learning more and more about that particular degree state, that particular degree field. Infamous, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. It's absolutely not an asset if she makes her own bread unless she's breaking bread with you. How is it an asset if a woman makes her own bread to you, bro? Like, this is an asset to her. How do you benefit from a woman making her own bread unless she's giving you the money? Unless you a nigga that just like to brag about a woman making money? There's no benefit to you, man. You got to stop looking at things that don't benefit you as benefits. Something that benefits you actually benefits your life, changes your life for the better. How can her making her money when you don't need it because you make your money benefit you? It makes no sense, man. Absolutely no sense. Infamous, appreciate the $2 super chat. I don't know if I shout y'all already, man, but I'm doing it again just in case. So these are the things men have to understand, man. Like, something she does to benefit her life, you're going to claim it as a benefit to your life? Come on, man. That don't make no sense. It's not even realistic. So, another thing. Now, this is one that we don't talk about often. She's equipped with an array of street knowledge principles. She's equipped with an array of street knowledge principles. Is that a liability or an asset? Is that a liability or an asset? You know, the thing is, bro, if you got to put your money with a woman to build, man, you're in the wrong place, man. Matter of fact, you're in the wrong place, bro. You got to put your money with a woman to build? Come on, bro. Y'all put your money together. Build what? You're better than a cent man, man. What are these streets now? Listen, man, if you the birdie man, or you cracking credit cards, or you doing whatever happens in the street, man, or you jacking and she setting cats up for you, her street principles are amazing. Her street principles are amazing. They are absolutely amazing. But if you're a man in legitimate business, I'm talking about legitimate business, and you get money legitimately, you're a legitimate millionaire, how can her street knowledge benefit you? When you're dealing with white folks from suburbia, when you're dealing with the state, when you're dealing with the federal government, when you're dealing with the local government, when you're dealing with the mayors and the governors, and you're dealing with the treasurer of the state, and you're dealing with the IRS, how can her street cred benefit you? Unless you're still in the streets. A woman with street knowledge, it only benefits you in the street. Like a woman with book knowledge, it only benefits you in that particular field. It doesn't benefit you anywhere else. So there is absolutely no benefit in the square world that a woman who has oodles of street knowledge can benefit you in the square world. You know what I'm saying? If you out there in the streets, you got to be doing something, man, that takes place in the streets. If you ain't doing that takes place on the turf, a woman who got knowledge of the turf can't benefit you. If she know the plug, but you ain't trying to get no work, how does that benefit you? If she know how to sell this or that, how does that benefit you when you're a legitimate businessman? It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Nah, bro, because women don't have common sense at all. Women either have street sense or book sense or no sense. Women don't have common sense because common sense is logic. Common sense is just an urban name for logic. You know what I'm saying? Common sense is logic. Men have common sense because men have logic. Women don't have common sense. That's a known fact. They're just not logical. Even a woman who's been taught to think logically by her father, she only thinks logically in the areas that he's taught her. Her logic doesn't translate to every other area in her life. She thinks logically not because she's a logical thinker, because she's been taught to view that particular aspect of life from a logical perspective by her father. If that aspect changes her logic goes out the window. She's not as logical anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like common sense, women just don't have common sense, man. And that's not a knock on women. That's just a fact about women. The same way men can't master the art of being emotional while they're emotional. Like you can't master the art of being emotional. You can master your emotions and not get involved and not get caught up with them, but you can't master the art of being emotional. Men can never master the art of being emotional. We can't. If you become emotional, you're out of control as a man. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it just depends on where. If you're on the turf, you need a woman with street sense. You need a woman with turf sense. She got to have turf knowledge. But if you're in business, you need a woman with a degree who has some business knowledge. Listen, if you're in business, who benefits you more? The smartest street woman or the woman who's got a law degree? She could be first year out of law school. But a woman who just passed the bar, who benefits you more? A woman who just passed the bar or a woman who's been in the streets for 15 years and knows all the ins and outs of the streets? Knows all in and out. How can she benefit you when you're in legitimate business? She probably got a case. You know what I'm saying? Men have to understand the benefit of a woman, not based on what she brings, based on what you need. The benefit of a woman is based on your life, not hers. It's based on what you have room for in your life. If you don't have room for it, if you don't have a need for it, if you don't have a desire for it, it doesn't benefit you. It doesn't matter what it is. That's why, listen, the birdie man, you know what I'm saying? If you're on the turf and you got them things, guess what? A woman who is a straight-laced lawyer doesn't benefit you. A woman who already got some of that oomph in her, and you can turn her. Yeah, man. You know what kind of risk you taking, man, by dealing with a woman who's a lawyer? You gotta have alpha energy, man. You gotta turn her straight out. Now, it's been done. It can be done. You know what I'm saying? It can be done. You know what I'm saying? I've done something very similar before in my life, man. It can be done. But the thing is, who benefits you more? The only way the law chick benefits you is if you get jammed up. A chick that's a cop benefits you more. You got a chick that's a cop on your team, and you the birdie man, and she on your team. Man, she can tell you when they get ready to come down. Any information she get, man, she can get ready to tell you. She can get ready to tell you when your picture is sitting on the detective desk. She can tell you a lot of things, man. So it's just all about that. Now, if you're a man and you in legitimate business, 100% legitimate business, you know, a woman that's a cop, yeah, you may be able to find a benefit for her, but not for real. You can call her and sick on somebody, but if you're a gentleman in the world, you don't really want to be caught up in nothing like that. So it's just all about how a woman benefits your process, man. I don't even know if that was a good example, man, but you know what I'm saying. Dark Lord, appreciate the $15 super chat, bro. It's just all about the benefit that a woman can have for you. Now, last thing we're going to talk about on this particular joint, man, is this. What about the woman who's into everything you're into? She's into absolutely everything you're into. If you like to play video games, she like to play video games. If you like to shoot balls, she like to shoot balls. If you like to fish, she like to fish. Whatever movies you like to watch, she like to watch. Is that a benefit or an asset? I'm going to let y'all answer that one, man, before I go into this one. Is it a benefit or an asset? She like everything you like. She's into whatever you're into. Good at it too. You take a fishing, man, you ain't got to bait her hook, you ain't got to take her fish off. She just out there fishing with you. You play video games, she know how to play. You can have her on your team against some other cats online, man. She know what she's doing. She's into what you're into. She knows what she's doing. She's into what you're into. You ain't got to teach her to do it. She does it. Is that a benefit or an asset? Wait a minute, those are the same thing. An asset or a liability, y'all know what I mean, man. Is it an asset or a liability? Now, in my esteemed alpha opinion, it is one terrible liability to have a woman who's into everything you're into. And I tell you why. Because a woman that you can put to work and have fun with and do everything with, before you know it, man, you start to overvalue her. You start to give her too much freedom, too much access, too much leeway, and you forget that you got to keep the pressure on a woman to keep her performing. You got to always keep performance pressure on a woman. But you can't keep performance pressure on a woman when you're trying to hang out and chill with her and have fun with her and play video games with her. And then another thing that happens is you start to not feel like you don't need other people around. So you spend less time with your partners because now you got a woman who likes to do this thing. And you like being around her. As a man, you like being around a woman more anyway. A beautiful woman is always perfect to be around. There's some hard legs. You end up letting her into your personal life because you think about when you with your partners and y'all shoot ball. Y'all may talk about anything, but them your partners. Eventually, you do the same thing with her. She gonna become your partner. Last thing you want is for your broad to be your partner. Last thing you want is for your broad to be your partner. You don't want a woman on your team all the time. You don't want a woman to get comfortable because she knows she fits into every aspect of your life. And furthermore, you don't want to lose you in us. If you fish by yourself, why the hell would you invite a woman to do that? Why would you want her to do that? What do you have left for yourself if you share everything with the woman? Man, you're in a 50-50 relationship. You're in a 50-50 relationship. Because everything you do, you want her involved. She starts to grow in value, not because of what she contributes, but because you, like a beta male set mangina, are keeping her around. Man, we do things, man. I like to have fun with her, man. She play video games with me, man. What about all the stuff you were doing before you met the woman? You're losing your manhood. You're losing your masculinity. You're losing your individuality. You're losing you and us. That's what women do, bruh. You're in a feminine mind state when you're losing you and us. You got to keep the pressure on her. And then, even more Other than that, she knows every damn thing you do because everything you do, you're doing with her. So she know it ain't the possibility of you having another woman. She knows she's irreplaceable because the more time you spend with her, you ain't got to say that she's valuable. You're showing her she's valuable because you want her doing every damn thing you do with you all the time. You want a wife, dog. You want a wife, man. This ain't where you need to be if you want a wife, man. There are other places you can go for that. If you ain't got a wife already, it's too late. Eventually, you and that woman aren't gonna be together. So you tie yourself into her. Now she your gaming buddy. She your fishing partner. Y'all shoot ball together. Y'all hang out and look at whatever y'all look at. Y'all look at the stars together. Y'all travel together. Y'all do everything together. Now when you and that woman break up, she goes on. And you lose the connection with her in all of those areas. Connect with a woman in as few ways as possible. Only connect with her in ways that are necessary. You want your woman to be your homie? You want your woman to be your best friend? Man, what kind of Lifetime movie network shit you on, man? You want your woman to be your best friend? You want her to be your partner? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. That ain't what it is, man. You're gonna lose yourself in us, bro. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When you lose yourself in us, this is the sad thing about that. When she leaves, she takes all those parts of you with her. That's why men find themselves so empty after breakups. That's why it's so hard for a man to move on after a breakup. Because when you tie yourself into a woman like that, man, when she leaves, women are shrewd, bro. When she leaves, she ain't giving you none of that back. She taking all that energy she got from you to the next man, to the next victim. Always keep your interaction with your woman separate from your manhood. Never, and there's two things I want to say before I leave out of here. Never let your woman start filling in gaps that you previously had filled by other people. Like you don't hang with your friends no more. You don't hang with your family no more. You don't do this no more. You don't do that no more. And you filling in all those gaps with her. One person can never fill 15 positions. You're living in a fantasy world if you think they can. Another thing, you're going to feel like you need the woman because she fills so many positions in your life. You're going to overstep the boundaries and do some sucker things to keep her around. You may take some back talk. You may take some disrespect from her. See, me, she's only around in the actual ways that she benefits me, and there aren't many. There aren't gonna be many. But she has to benefit me in some way to be around. I don't need her to fill gaps. And the same thing, you don't fill those gaps. You never let a woman pull you into the state of mind where you are her friend, her confidant, her lover, her psychologist, her fucking, you rub her belly when she's on a cycle, man. You clip her toenails, you do all this right here, man. Come on, bruh. There's somebody to do all of those things. And his name is not alpha male. These things will put you in a position where emotionally, man, you got a lot to bounce back from. Because you invested too much of yourself into a woman with nothing in return. Except, ooh, it feel good to be hanging out with my woman. Ooh, it feel good to be doing this. Bro, let me tell you something. A woman can't even ask me where I'm going. I don't play that. The hell you mean where I'm going? I'm about to leave out this front door. Where I go when I get out there, what the hell I got to do with you? Ask me no question about where I'm going. If I want you to know where I'm going, I'll tell you, but don't ask. For me, that's a problem. You understand? But when she leave that door, she better tell me where she going. Not because I care so much, but because it represents a level of control. And it don't matter if the woman's uncomfortable. Your job is not to make her comfortable. It doesn't matter if she's uncomfortable with the fact that she can't do what I can do. I want her to be uncomfortable. I don't want her to be comfortable. When a woman's comfortable around you, man, you're a rest haven for bras, man. You simping. Your job is not to make her comfortable. Her job is to make you comfortable. It doesn't matter what level of uncomfort she has to experience to do it. Now, this only works if you pay the cost to be the boss. Everything I'm saying, if you don't pay the cost to be the boss, forget it. Don't worry about it. But all these things, the benefits of you paying the cost to be the boss. You pay the cost to be the boss, you deserve to floss like the boss. Bottom line. So, man, we're going to go ahead and get ready to head on out this thing, man. I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. I gotta go pick up some pesos, man, from some clients, man. Do some drive-bys right quick, man. I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. It's been real in the field. You know, the bottom line is this, bro. You have to maintain your alpha essence. And the quickest way to not maintain your alpha essence is to give too much of your time, energy, and effort to women. That's just the truth. And that's just the bottom line, bro. Bro, I don't even know what an alpha simp is. I am not doing no, bro. I will not address anything that a woman says in these live streams. There are enough channels that do that. I don't care enough about what a woman says to come in and do a live stream on what some broad said. Like what women say just don't matter to me enough. Like I haven't heard it, and I'm not gonna even go see what it's about. I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care enough about what a woman says, especially when it comes to talking about alpha males. When it comes to talking about men at all, you know, I just don't really care. It means so little to me, man, that I feel like I'd be wasting my time and yours to sit and talk to you about something that some broad said about men. I don't really care. I don't care about the women in my life for real, what they got to say about me. So I just, well, just think about the term, man. That will lead me to come in here talking about some foolishness that don't even make sense. I'm gonna come talking about alpha simp. That don't even make sense. You know, that's me. That's like me talking about. That's like me coming. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, about this overweight fit chick I met. How's that possible? You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, bro, I mean, it's a waste of time to come in here and talk about the illogical statements that women make, bro. I don't waste time on this channel talking about that. Like, we're above that. We're way above the level of talking about the illogical things women do. We know that. We're above talking about female nature all the time and how women act and how they talk and how they respond. Man, we're so far above that in the alpha sphere, bro. This is the alpha sphere. We're way above that. You know what I'm saying? Like, to talk about that, that would be me telling all y'all, spending an hour or two telling y'all about something y'all already know. Something that y'all don't even think about anymore. That'd be me taking y'all back to first grade. You know what I'm saying? We're university professors over here. So, you know, I don't even want to know what she meant by it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you go and spend too much time worried about what women think, you have to dumb yourself down. You have to open your mind to foolishness. You have to open your mind to stupidity. You have to open your mind to illogic. And when you open your mind to illogic, you have to dumb yourself down as a man. You have to become less wise. You have to become less logical. You have to become less spiritual. You have to become less masculine. You have to become less sensible in order to address anything that a woman says. Yo, man. I just told this dude I wasn't finna talk about that. You know, that's it, man. Just listen to a group of women talking. Man, women talk about such senseless things, man. So anyway, bro, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. We're going to have to get on out of here, man. I appreciate y'all being in the joint. I got to go make a move, man. Go pick up some checks, man, for my clients, man. I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Y'all tune in for the show tomorrow night, man. It's going to be an amazing show tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's show, man, it probably will be members only, man. So you can listen, but you know it's gonna be reserved for members only, man, because we're gonna talk about some slick. You know, we ain't gonna talk about women tomorrow, man. We're gonna talk about alpha energy. Actually, what we'll talk about tomorrow is what is an alpha existence? Like, what defines an alpha existence? Tomorrow, 10:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're gonna talk about what defines an alpha existence. It's going to be a deep one. It's going to be tight. And we'll all be able to look at our lives and see if our lives classify and qualify as an alpha existence. Mine too. You know, when I come in here and talk to y'all, I be talking about me too. I don't just come in here like I'm the teacher and be like, you guys are better to do this and sit down and read chapter 15. No, bro. I come in here and I self-check when I'm in here. It's an everyday self-check thing because it's so easy to be beta. We live in a society that makes it so easy to be beta that I have to check myself as well. So tomorrow night, man, 10:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, which will be 11:15 on the East Coast, 8:15 on the West Coast. We'll be in here and we'll chop it up about what exactly makes an alpha existence. It's gonna be deep, man. So I see y'all in a minute, man. This one right here, man, I may leave it up, man, till about 5, man. I leave it up for a few hours, man, so people can come back on the playback. And but it's going over to Patreon, man. So I leave it up for a minute. I may not leave it up to 5, man. I tell you what, I'll leave it up until I go make my rounds, man, with my clients, man, and then I'll take it down. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and take it down, man. My bad, man. My bad. I know that sound all over the place, man, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it on down, man, cause these things right here, man, they be for my patrons, man. So, dealing here going to Patreon, man, you know, it's got to be over there, man, you know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is, man. Anyway, man, y'all stay up, man. Get out there, man. Be wise out there. Still nasty out here in the world right now, man. Y'all be wise. Y'all be easy, man. We out. SJ3, D Flair, Mod Squad. Appreciate y'all, brothers. Peace.